Hello, this is Andrew Souther, and today we're going to talk about intentions and wishes, what they are, and how to fix them for happiness. We can all likely remember as a kid making a mistake that caused injury to someone or damage to something. In our defense, we shouted out, "But I didn't mean to do that," hoping to escape punishment. There was nothing worse than being punished for an accident. We knew our intention, and it wasn't to do harm, yet we paid the price. Intentions are at the root of our actions, both good and bad, so our ability to self-correct our intentions will lead to a happier life. Truly good outcomes for all is what puts an authentic smile on our faces. Many religions and healing arts pay a lot of attention to intentions rather than to actions. That our overall success or failure in life begins with our thinking, not with our actions. But it's not just what we think about, but how we think. How we think is the subtle nuance, not what we think. What we think is the product of how we think. For example, competitive thoughts are the product of someone who thinks competitively, and of course competitive actions follow competitive thinking. But first let's take a look at what intentions and wishes really are. An intention is simply what I plan to do. A wish is what I want someone else to do. A good intention is what I plan to do for myself or others. A bad intention is what I plan to do against myself or others. Same with good or bad wishes. It's all about whether we're trying to help or hurt. Now let's talk about how we think, and I break it down into 3 healthy ways. We can think just about ourselves or just about others, and we can combine the two into thinking about self and others. I call these the me only, the everyone but me, and the we. Healthy me-only thinking is simply personal responsibility. Call it our survival instincts, as nobody can eat, drink, or sleep for me. Nobody can exercise for me. As I'm the only one that can really take care of my health, I have to make it happen. I also need community, friendship, and love. Healthy everyone but me thinking is simply empathy. I see that everyone else must do for themselves what I must do for myself. Human core needs are universal. My empathy is that others must take care of themselves first, just as I need to take care of me first. My empathy is my understanding. Healthy we thinking is a combination of personal responsibility and empathy, that we all essentially need the same things. We can find ways to satisfy these needs cooperatively. Let's say I have an abundance of food, so I share, knowing that others need food too. And in their healthy thinking, they share their abundance with others, including me. A healthy community is the result of healthy win-win thinking. So the 3 healthy ways of thinking are personal responsibility, which is a win for me, empathy, a win for others, and community, a win for everyone. Nobody loses with healthy thinking. There are basically 2 unhealthy ways of thinking, win-lose and lose-win, and both are unnecessary. Win-lose thinking is competitive thinking, where I believe that the resources that I need to meet my needs are scarce. Personal responsibility is still the driving force deep down, but false beliefs create the perception that not everyone can survive, that there's not enough to go around, so that I have to fight to get my fair share. Lose-win thinking is self-sacrificial thinking, where I think the only way to help others is to neglect myself, or worse, such as martyrdom. The end result is disease from not taking care of myself. Win-lose and lose-win thinking are taught to us everywhere from our earliest years. Competitive sports, versus simply exercise for health, are one of the normal schools for win-lose thinking and also lose-win thinking, as athletes are normally expected to push their bodies too hard for too long, causing injury and possibly long-term damage. Any thinking that isn't win-win is unnatural, meaning a perversion of our nature. Win-win thinking is the basis for friendship and love. In fact, holistic intent and love are very synonymous. Win-lose thinking creates enemies in others. Lose-win thinking is being an enemy to myself. That's why happiness is impossible from unhealthy thinking. Happiness is, in fact, feedback to what degree our thinking and actions are win-win. Unhappiness drives us to rethink our way of thinking and acting. Happiness and unhappiness are guides to drive us to holistic living. That's the secret to unlocking happiness, is to consciously reject unhealthy thinking, ideas, and actions. Only allow win-win thinking and win-win actions from yourself and from others towards you. This is how we choose to be happy. Easy, right? Well, not exactly, because most of the people around you are still competing with you or expecting you to sacrifice yourself in some way for them out of some sense of duty or whatever. In fact, the shift from unhappy living to happy living actually is a very rocky road, because now with this sense of personal responsibility, you realize that now you're an advocate for yourself and also an advocate for others, and that means the freedom and the ability and the courage to say no in those situations where maybe you used to say yes just to keep the peace. In spite of our best intentions to help self or others, accidents happen. For example, if I rush over to get the door for you with the best of intentions, but end up accidentally tripping you, causing you to fall and break an arm, well, that's bad. It's not evil, it's just a bad outcome. Bad outcomes to sincere best efforts are proof that all of us struggle to know how to do something right the first, second, third time, or even more. So have compassion for yourself when a good idea fails so badly that now there's a mess to clean up. Life is a guessing game of trial and error, and seeing it this way, it becomes easy to empathize with others because there's not a single person out there that lives mistake-free. We are all bumping into each other, trying to build a happy life. People often ask me what unconditional love truly is and how to love without demanding something in return. It's actually easy because unconditional love is simply best wishes for all. I wish the best for all, especially my worst enemy, because if he is happy from a holistic life, which is the only life that produces real happiness, he's no longer my enemy. So why wouldn't I wish the best for all? And all includes me too. I wish the best for me, and I wish the best for everyone else too. This is the true unconditional love. I don't have to know you, like you, live with you to wish the best for you. In fact, the whole intent of my efforts is trying to help you get the best for you, with the end result being lasting and true happiness, which is the reward, the feedback we get from taking good care of self and others. And that's what life is all about, living in a way that is sustainable, meaning that what I'm doing isn't hurting others intentionally and vice versa. That is the meaning of holistic and is the very best for all. This way of living is self-healing. So much of our disease, simply from unhealthy thinking, becoming unhealthy actions, becoming unhealthy lifestyles. Well, friends, and that's a wrap. I just want to remind you once again that no change will happen for the better unless we change our thinking first. Our thinking must be win-win if we're ever going to achieve happiness consistently and authentically. This article is actually longer than what I put in this video. There's 3 other segments that I excluded just to keep the video a bit shorter. But I want to invite you over to my website at connectedhappiness.com. If you go over to my articles page and then look for this article about intentions and wishes, you can scroll down and see segments about what evil is, extremes of unhealthy thinking, and quite a bit more on wishes. And then at the bottom of the page, I'd love to hear from you. Leave your comments at the bottom of the page. Leave your comments here on the channel that you're watching, and I'd be happy to read them and reply to them. If you're already a fan of silver-based health products or interested in learning more, please visit my site at cshstore.com. It's a great way to save money on some excellent products and also a great way to support my efforts here. As always, best wishes to you. I hope you'll subscribe to my channel and look forward to sharing with you more in future videos. Thank you.